With this one life hack, you will be able to manipulate your reality at will. It's no magic, it's no wumbo jumbo, it's no mysticism. It's all psychology and of your mind. All you have to do is make it to the end of this video and you will have all the tools and information that you need to move forward to replicate exactly what I'm about to show you. So as you can see by the thumbnail, I went from $400 all the way to $970. And that was done in less than a day. That was from 9:05 a.m. to 4:50 p.m. All I had to do was wake up, press a button on my phone, and I was able to 100% my account from $400 all the way to $970, almost $400 to $1,000 just by pressing a button on my phone. That's actually more than 100% that I flipped that account. And I do this regularly, but I didn't used to. I used to have a problem actually where I couldn't because I wasn't able to hold trades for that long. To me, I had to be in a trade within an hour or two. I had to be out of the trade. But that was the wrong mindset. I used to say things like, I'm impatient. And then like if the trade took too long, I would get out. I would say things like, oh, I'm a hothead. But see, what was happening was that I was inputting certain things into my mind, and it was just simply outputting based on what I input. That's how the universe works. I actually took a psychology class and it actually confirmed everything I believe in spirituality. But let's not go towards spirituality. Let's stay of the mind. Let's stay in psychology. I actually learned this skill from Stunner from the School of Gods. So I want to shout out to him. Shout out to all the gods in the School of Gods. He put this audiobook called Psycho-Cybernetics. And it basically just speaks about how what we input into our minds is what ends up being output. So a lot of people will say, oh, I'm ugly, or I'm so stupid. Well, in psychology, there's something called self-fulfilling prophecy. And if you say these things, well, then it's going to be self-fulfilled. Your mind and your reality is going to conform to what it is that you said. The universe and your mind does not know about a joke. Even if you're just joking, it doesn't know about jokes. It just only knows what you're inputting. Same way how all these people are inputting prompts into ChatGPT. We are an ultimate AI system too. We still don't fully understand the brain yet. So it's almost wild to me that we're trying to create AI when we don't even fully understand consciousness. But it's like we have an AI system right here. What we input will then be output. So in order for me to change this about myself, I had to understand, I had to read this book, Psycho-Cybernetics. And I had to understand that I was inputting bad things into my mind. I was inputting negative mantras and I was saying them over and over again. I was saying, oh, I'm impatient. And that I have an anger problem. So what I had to do was I had to change that. I had to change the wording. The book says literally just change it with a more positive mantra. So then, because essentially what it is that what you input changes your behavior. What you say will change your behavior. So if you change the way you speak to yourself, you now change your behavior, you change the person you become, and you enter an entirely new dimension. You just change your entire reality. So I had to change the fact that I was impatient. I was like, okay, but I can't just say, oh, I'm patient now, because my mind is not going to believe that. So what I would do is I would start slow and I would say my patience grows every single day. Anytime something happened that might usually piss me off, I would take a deep breath. And I would say my patience grows. I would say my patience grows. Every single time something happened, my patience grows. And every single time I said that meter, like it's a video game, that ability would go up. It would go up. It would continue to go up until I became more patient. Now, like I'm in a trade right now, actually. And I'm going to leave it over the weekend. I usually never do that, but I'm going to leave it over the weekend because I have faith in my plan. I trust myself. And I understand that things aren't going to happen when I want them to happen. But as long as I did all the work, I can trust that it's going to happen in divine timing. You understand? So all I had to do was change my wording and start to say my patience grows. My patience grows. And now all of a sudden, I'm patient. I'm going to leave this trade over the weekend now. It's like 1, 2, 3 days maybe for this to complete. Maybe 4 days for it to complete, but I'm going to hold it. And that's how I was able to literally flip $400 to basically almost $1,000 within a day. Simply because of this book that one of the gods in the School of Gods put in the school. I got to shout out the Stunner once again. By the way, if you're watching this video and you have any knowledge, you read a book, for example, and it changed your life, join the School of Gods and share that. Add it to the collective consciousness and help change someone else's life. Help someone else grow. Because that's the whole point. That's the whole reason why we're here. We're here to learn and to learn from each other. But if you're too selfish too, then just don't and keep the knowledge to yourself. But I know that there's going to be people that watch this and they're going to join and they're going to share the knowledge that they have. Because I learn every single day from the people in my School of Gods. I learn every single day from the gods in the School of Gods. I don't call them humans. I don't call them people. I call them gods, because that's exactly what we are. You are what you limit yourself to. And like after reading that book, I understand it. And that's why if you want to become rich, you must become rich up in the mind first. Like all these spiritual people, they talk about the law of attraction, but I'm so tired of spiritual people being essentially broke. If you have all this energy and you have this ability to attract anything to you, well, let's attract all the money in the world to us, so that way we can use that money, use that power, use that influence to change this world for the better. Because I'm tired of living in this box. I'm tired of living in this society that I go outside and I can't even find some real organic food. So I have to really search for it. Everything around me is GMO. People around me, they don't care about their bodies. They speak to themselves so negatively. They treat other people so nasty because they treat themselves the same way. It all starts in the mind. If you want to become rich in 2023, you must do the work and the internal work right here. I actually have the entire audiobook that I'm speaking of in my School of Gods, and I actually implemented an AI program that I'm building around it. You can actually input a command and then it'll ask you some questions. A questionnaire will come up. You can say no and it'll go to the next question. But if you find something that asks you if you have this problem, like maybe if you're fearful, for example, you can either say no and it'll go to the next question, or you can put in the other command and it will basically say, okay, if you have this problem, it will give you a quote from a chapter that deals with that problem, and it will send you the link to the exact timestamp of that chapter that deals with that problem. So that means you can join the School of Gods today and you can fix one of your problems right now. You can become a better person right now, today. If you want to elevate, if you want to innovate, and if you want to evolve, then join the School of Gods. Let all the NPCs be products of society.